Clay Carballo. Welcome to the Week 5 Rise Re-Up. This week we're going to be talking about the habit, cut the rope. Playing it safe is not always safe. In order to really accomplish the dreams that God has for you, you're going to have to take some risks. At the 1853 World's Fair in New York City, a man named Elijah Otis pulled off a remarkable stunt. Otis was the inventor of the modern-day safety elevator that we have in most skyscrapers still today, but he had a hard time selling his idea to skeptics. So in the exhibition hall, he stood on an elevator platform suspended by a single rope or cable, like most elevators of the time. Then he had an axeman cut the rope. The elevator fell, but only for a few feet due to the safety catches he had installed. As the crowd let out a collective gasp, Elijah Otis proclaimed, "All safe, ladies and gentlemen, all safe." Now I know cutting whatever rope that is holding you up doesn't seem safe, but I can tell you what truly isn't safe. Playing it safe isn't always safe. In fact, the greatest risk is taking no risks at all. Hockey great Wayne Gretzky once said, "You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take." If you want to do big things for God, you have to take big risks. You must cut the rope. To put it in a different way, you have to get out of your comfort zone. I know it can be scary, especially if you're afraid of heights, but anything less is maintaining the status quo. And here at Rise, we are not your ordinary, everyday type of church or ministry. At Rise, we are all about reaching the unreachable and teaching the unteachable. Now, when you start to cut the ropes of your comfortability, you're going to experience a few falls, and you're going to experience a few fails. In 1914, Thomas Edison, at age 67, lost his factory, which was worth a few $1 million, to a fire. He had very little insurance. No longer a young man, Edison watched his lifetime effort go up in smoke and said, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burnt up. Thank God we can start anew." In spite of disaster, 3 weeks later, he invented the phonograph, the world's first record player. What an attitude. Thomas Edison failed approximately 10,000 times while he was working on the light bulb. Henry Ford was broke at the age of 40. Young Beethoven was told that he had no talent for music, but he created some of the best music the world has ever known. Behind every success story is that one moment where someone did something risky and it opened the door wide for possibility beyond their wildest dreams. This is the moment that leaks what is to what could be. And that moment in between is almost always a risk. But it's necessary in order to reach the destiny that God has for your life. Here's a lesson I've learned the hard way. Whatever you don't do today, you're less likely to do tomorrow. You don't feel like reading your Bible, you don't feel like witnessing or worshiping or coming to church today. If you don't do it today, you're probably going to feel less like doing spiritual disciplines tomorrow. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Hebrews 3:15 says, "Today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts like you did when you were in rebellion." Today, if you hear God's voice, don't harden your heart. The writer of Hebrews advocated same-day delivery. Hebrews 3:15 says, "Today, if you will hear his voice, do not harden your hearts like you did when you were in rebellion." Today, if you hear God's voice, don't harden your heart. The writer of Hebrews advocated same-day delivery. If you don't do it today, your heart becomes a little harder, and so does your hearing. Is today the day to cut the rope? It's time to start taking steps outside of your comfort zone and start walking towards the destiny that God has for your life. I'm Clay Carballo, and this has been your Rise Re-Up.